whom we see. And to me, that is the true artist, the true meaning of art. And working with you on those stories showed indeed that the story is central in any form of art. It also showed that we don't need to compartmentalize. Like, yeah, it's always the easy kick to the West, but let me take it. The conservatory system. I am studying music history. I am studying vocal training. I'm studying my main subject. It doesn't work like that. And to have all that combined in one person as an institute, but thank God not an institute, because it's a person. It's a dancer in the truest sense of the word, the modern Natya Shastra perhaps, with all the facets, the dance, the narrative, the stage, the ritual aspect of the dance, everything we could always learn. So thank you for showing that and showing that to the entire world. All the sessions, I carry it with me as an educative experience, as a spiritual experience, as an experience to find myself as an artist as well. So many aspects, and gratitude is a big understatement. Thank you, Sonal.
Thank you so much.
For 1,000 years. And well, I think maybe from some other words. So I will speak about other aspects. Well, as an earlier speaker said, I am a half physician and a half literature. And now after retiring from medicine, I work on JIC as a national fellow in Indian Institute of Advanced Studies, Shimla. And I see one more guest here, whom I met earlier. तो दो aspects सोनल जी के जो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ, they are, one thing is perfection. Perfection बिना obsession के नहीं होता है. Perfection to the level of yoga. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. So you know that she has used dance as a form of yoga, which very many people may not know, but I must share with you that, you know, with that single-minded devotion, which is, you know, that kind of concentration for, you know, you do yoga. And from other activities also, because Sri Aurobindo says, all life is yoga. So whatever you do, if you are so pinpointed, it turns into yoga. So I consider as a vibhuti. And there another aspect of her life is mysticism. She is a mystic, which, you know, by very past associations, I know that she is a great mystic, and she is not a very worldly being, although she moves in the world as one of us. और अब मैं इसको अपना एड्रेस समाप्त करता हूँ एक अन्योक्ति के साथ. वो अन्योक्ति है, आप उसको प्रॉपरली अप्लाई कर लीजिएगा. अभी मैं कुछ दिन पहले आनंद कुमार स्वामी का डांस ऑफ शिवा पढ़ रहा था, और उसमें उन्होंने डिस्क्राइब किया कि भारत के नाट्य शास्त्र में कलाकार क्या होता है और रसवंत क्या होता है और रसिक क्या होता है. ये अन्योक्ति आपको मैं डिस्क्राइब कर रहा हूँ कि जब कोई भी कलाकार, डांसर और स्कल्प्टर, जब वो कोई भी नई रचना करता है, so before he begins, he of course observes all the outer forms, all the history and the way it is done, all the images which are presented to him or her, and thereafter, in the artist, not only the outer form, then he meditates to get the inner form of that from some archetypal word, some word of idea or forms. that figure appears in her heart. Heart is the space where the outer and inner meet. There, there he experiences, like suppose he is going to sculpt Vishnu, he will see, yes, outer Vishnus, many idols, but that idol will be created in her heart, and there she will observe. And not only that, she has to retain that image for so long till the final product is manufactured. And then, like an artist, Rasika is also born. Rasik, it's not everyone cannot be Rasik. He will just gauge a production or an artifact by his sensuousness, by his five senses. A true Rasik, not only, through his mind and senses, he also goes into the same inspiration by, retracing the steps from the manufactured product. He steps back and goes to various steps and reaches the inspiration of the artist, and then he enjoys the same kind of mystic pleasure, the mystic beauty, which is, very abstract and behind all the nine rasas. He goes behind all the nine rasas and experiences the same delight, same bliss with which artist has created. Well, the rasik may not experience exactly that, some part of it. And with this anyukti means it is being said for the person in question, the person who is sitting with us, and it completely applies on her because I had some opportunity of interacting and observing her. So, these 2 points I would say, she is a yogini and she's a mystic. Thank you very much.
I wish I was the first speaker because everything that I had thought of saying has already been said. Especially Swati ji, आपने तो पूरा मेरा जो भी सोचा था आपने because whatever you said about the Guru, whatever you said about what you learned from your Guru, I have been very blessed to have learned that under my Guru, Pandit Ravi Shankar ji, उनके साथ रहते हुए, उनके साथ spending all my life with him right from my childhood. I can only say I was blessed, and I continue to learn from him even now, even when he's physically not in this world. Every step of my life that I am taking is something that I have learned from him. Why I bring this is the only other person I can compare, the only other person who I think has all those qualities, and I feel blessed to be associated with Sonalji. Like Saskia said, composing, not really composing. We came up with something, she would lead us. We took our instruments to her house, played, then she would lead us again. And एक गुरु से तो we learn जैसे मैंने सितार सीखा, जैसे मैंने music सीखा, but actually the more important thing I learned is life itself, and यही चीज़ I learn when I'm with Sonal ji. तो directly तो मैं कभी शायद शिष्य नहीं बना हूँ ऐसे, but I always carry that same feeling in my heart towards her, क्योंकि she has shaped me a lot in the last 10-12 years of being close to her in ways that are perhaps not even mentioned. I mean, I can't even express how much. एक तो सीखना है, एक दूसरा है sharing. We share so much. Literally sometimes on a daily basis, WhatsApp messages. कभी about our dog, छोटा सा Zizu. That complete, she's an ocean. And what can we take out of an ocean? So every time I literally रोज कहीं ना कहीं हमारे घर में उनकी बात जरूर होता है. Somewhere she comes in during our talks, almost every day. And that feeling, that feeling of also being supported, the feeling also of being safe, is something she has given us. And so, you know, सीखने के लिए तो कोई अंत नहीं है. And I can only say that उनकी जो एक personality है, I mean, everybody has already expressed that she's just not a dancer, she's just not an artist, she's just not everything that, you know, what we see, but a complete human being with and an artist in the real sense of the word, living her art, living her passion for everything that. So my recent question to her in one of my WhatsApp message exchange was, has there been any dancer that has been awarded the Bharat Ratna? And she said no. I think in 2023 or very soon, I think we should have that corrected, because the word living legend is sometimes is misused very frequently. अगर कोई है तो we are amidst one of them for sure. And Sonal, nothing more to say, but just keep your blessings on us. Thank you.
So I'd just like to conclude and to say that Shubhendra ji took the words out of my mouth. I was going to conclude with this, that she really is a true Bharat Ratna of India.
क्योंकि मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ कि डांसर होना इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि pretty 24 घंटे you're dancing. You're a human being and you must loosen yourself, you must laugh, you must eat and drink. And Kavita hai kar rahi hai. Her father was Hare Krishna Behra ji and so many others. So मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ artist is not showing off that you are an artist. Artist है दिखेगा, लेकिन मजे लो, जिंदगी जियो. And for Shubhendra and Saskia, I have one more thing to say. You didn't say that you made music, composed music for When the Gods Meet. But before that, Kali and Krishna. And 6 times you people were lugging your sitar and your cellos used to come. And one thing I said was, your music should tell the story. Music should tell the story. I just want to say one thing about Sonal ji. She's lived life on her terms. And that is the greatest thing for the next generation, for Nari. What is a woman? Live life on her terms. And she taught me one thing. You don't have to like me. Respect me. So I tell everyone, you don't need to like me. I like me. That's good enough. So I've learned all this from her. Don't need to like me. And if you can't handle my radiance, my Surya presence, meaning it was always, then move over. So the dosh is never around जो उनमें है, आप अगर handle नहीं कर सकते तो थोड़ी side को हो जाइए. She is like that. It is a powerful presence. Yeah, I say that. If you don't like me, that's your problem, not mine. You know, I'm feeling a bit like Hanumanji. I never knew I was so great. I'm not. I'm just laughing. Absolutely.
The august presence in the house today is literally goosebumpy. After such inspiring and intelligent sessions with these extremely eminent and talented personalities, we will now throw the house open to our audience. I will invite ma'am वहीं पे रह सकती हैं आप है ना?
मैं ये सोच रही हूँ कि अब समय हो रहा है तो इंटरेक्शन तो क्या करना है आप सब जानते हो सुन चुके हैं तो कुछ थोड़े वीडियो क्लिप्स हैं पुराने 10 मिनट के
चुंबिका भरी चुम्बन जैसे भर अंगहार करिहार करियालिंगन धिक कला घन सार चंदन लेपन नदी जहा सिंधु संगा मारे आवे नदी जहा तारी जय 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 Acha, the last is, I think, a very hilarious interview with Karan Thapar. Karan Thapar the Great.
Her name is often spoken of in reverence, but it's also been the source of social gossip. She's one of India's foremost dancers, but getting to the top hasn't been easy. She's faced a lot of adversity, but she's never let it get her down. How does she do it? Judge for yourself as you meet Sonal Mansingh. Welcome to the program, Sonal.
Hello, Karen. Thank you.
Sonal, they say that what Sonal wants, Sonal always gets. She never takes no for an answer. Is that an exaggeration, or is that in fact the secret of your success?
My name is Sonal, which means golden. To become gold, you have to go through fire. So I have gone through a lot of tests and obstacles, but then I get what I want, because what I want is always wonderful.
And in fact, preordained because of your name.
Right?
Now, in fact, you come from a very illustrious family, and I gather that your grandfather was a very important person. Tell me about him.
My grandfather was a lawyer who studied under gas lamps in Bombay, and then he was practicing with Bhulabhai Desai and Mama Regina before he decided to join the freedom movement and donated all the property to Mahatma Gandhi, became one of his closest associates and a great friend of Sardar Patel.
And went on to become, I believe, Mr. Mangaldas Papasa, which is his name, one of the first 5 governors of independent India.
1947. At the stroke of midnight, 14th August, 15th August, sorry. And I remember we were all carried on elephant. I was a small girl in Nagpur. Nagpur was the capital of central provinces and Berar. Nizam's when Berar was joined to central provinces, making it the largest chunk of territory in India. And there we were. And although by then he had resigned from Congress, he didn't agree with some of Nehru's policies, and he had resigned even from that 4-hour membership. So he was a personal friend and personal recommendee of Mahatma Gandhi.
And all the big names that we associate with the independence movement, Nehru, Gandhi, Patel, were in fact family friends.
Patel more than Nehru, I would say. Because from childhood we saw Patel and Sardar in and out. Maniben Patel, in fact, his daughter, who was always very, very serene and austere, She would laugh and joke with us, and Sardar Patel's my first recollection of Delhi visit was in 1948, first Governors' Conference. We stayed in Sardar Patel's house in one Aurangzeb Road, and we were getting in the way when they were leaving for Rashtrapati Bhavan. So Sardar said, "अरे बच्चों के लिए कुछ खेलने का इंतजाम करो गुजराती में. Give them some toys." So in the evening when they came back, he said, "Maniben, what did you do with children all day?" I got them live toys. She had collected all the malis and drivers and everybody's children.
So in a sense, you've been used to commanding people from being actually a little baby.
Oh, my. I wish that were true, Karan, but I think something rubbed off. Yes.
Now, in fact, your grandfather was the patriarch of the family, but little Sonal was very special to him, wasn't she?
Yes, I think being the second child, as a sister and younger brother, I was sandwiched. And he had a special eye for me. And he was very indulgent. He was indulgent to all, especially women. And but I was, I think, quite special. And I treated him more as a friend than as a grandfather.
When you first took to dancing, it wasn't something that he was particularly keen you should do. And in fact, in your teens, you often clashed with him over dancing lessons, didn't you?
The irony was that as governor, he entertained all the big names of Indian art, musicians, instrumentalists, dancers, they all, Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, Omkar Nath Thakur, and Mr. Balakshmi Uday Shankar, Siddheshwari, well, you name them, and they were all state guests, staying in the government house. Every day concerts were held. So he was very fond of that. We were taught with private teachers and at school. I never went to convent school, by the way. We were all put in Gujarati medium schools. When it came to doing dance in a real big way, going from the Arangate and the Maiden's Debut, working morning and evening, then he put a stop and said, "What's all this going on? I don't want a dancer in my Nachne Wali, in my house." So clashes, I think, made my resolve that much firmer and gave an idea to him that yoga was something after his heart.
There was a day when he caught you going to a second dance lesson of the day, and he stopped you, said, "Go to your room," but everything went very differently, didn't it?
Absolutely differently. I did go to my teacher and broke down and cried and refused to go back to government house. He sent ADC secretary one. At night at about 10:30, 11, they drove me back in the little Morris 8, and there he was sitting, and my mother was there, and he was very upset, but I was more upset because I just vanished into my room. My teachers did the talking, and for 3 days I didn't eat, I didn't drink, I refused to see anyone.
You were sulking with your grandfather.
I was. But then you see, Karan, what I learned from him was that we always open to reasoning, to logic, to arguments, to a dialogue. On the third day, he finally just came and physically got me and put me on his lap. I said, "I want to talk to you, talk to me. I know you are very angry. I want to hear what you have to say." And so I said, "How do you account for this kind of a thing? You stop me from going. Rukmini Devi is your personal friend." And he said, "No, dancing. Why did you teach me dance? And why did you scold me in front of Nijalingappa, the chief Wilson judge?" That was another thing, that what you have to say should be said in person, not in front of others. At that age, one is so.
Did you win him around? Did you convince him that there was central truth in your position?
Yeah. And Karen, that was a time I'll never forget. The guidelines for my career were drawn. He said one thing, promise me one thing, and I'll do everything for you. And that one thing was, I would never use dance as business.
And have you stuck by that golden rule?
I have.
So dance has been, in a sense, creativity. It's not been money-making for some.
No. Otherwise, I've never built my own houses and whatnot and institutes instead of living in a rented apartment, fighting in the courts, and not being able to build my institution even after 10 years.
But one of the things dance did do was to bring into your life a succession of very colorful men. And I believe one of the earliest admirers was the Polish director Andrzej Wajda. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I was Sonal Mansingh then, not married, and come to dance for the earlier film festivals. Then there were, really chosen people used to come. And at Rashtrapati Bhavan, then there was a dinner. But he just sort of sought me out. I danced for them. Come especially from Bombay. I still remember his blue eyes. And very interesting man. At that point, I was willing to run away with him.
But you never did. You restrained yourself. So your unconventional lifestyle has made you, sadly at times, the butt of social gossip. Have you contended with it. You ignore it completely. Literally, water off the duck's back. But there have been times, haven't there, when it's costed you. I mean, for instance, you were struck off the national honours for a long, long time because people thought you weren't right.
Yeah, that I was leading an immoral life. But this is well, Karen, because then it made the past to be rather, feeling guilty about it all. And finally, when the honour came, it came in a big way.
Tell me how it came, because there's a lovely, charming story.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very moving. I still feel very moved. Shri R. Venkatraman was our president then, and he had seen me dance as finance minister, vice president, and liked me very much. So one day I got a call from Gopal Gandhi, who was then his joint secretary. He says, President wants to see you. Now, off and on, every month, 2 months, I have to go and see him and say hello. I said, okay, come and have tea and bring your biodata. I said, my biodata? Come on. They said, just do as I said, please, and don't be late, because there's no to be late. You're a fine person at Yama. So I was there in time, and I was ushered in, and all the nice things came to eat, and we had coffee, filter coffee, and we talked about this and that. And suddenly he said, now, you have got something for me? So I said, sir, I said, didn't Gopal say it? I said, yes, sir, but I mean, give it to me. So he took it and he scanned through it quickly, and then says, is it true that you have not been honored? I said, yes, I've got this. Have you been honored with the national award, the Padma award? I said, no, sir, but it might have been a no. He said, now, if you allow me, I would like to rectify that mistake. He literally uses rectify this mistake. At that point, I broke down and I think I wept. And I bowed to him and said, it will be my great good fortune and privilege, whatever I said, I know what I said. But this was something so fantastic that the President of India should summon me and offer this to me.
It was enough to sort of wipe out the memory of all the earlier insults and innuendos you had to suffer.
Yeah.
Of course, there was another person from the establishment who also was a close friend of yours, Morarji Desai. And when he was Prime Minister, I gather you almost inspired the choice of the new president.
Yeah, yes. I'm very proud of that. We had gone to meet him because he complained to my father that I've been a Prime Minister, all world has come to me, Sonal hasn't come to meet me. My father scolded me, and I know I'll go. And he was a family friend. So I saw Neelam Sanjeevan Reddy coming out of his room. He was then the Speaker of the Parliament. And what is he doing here? And I've been always like this, Mupat. And he says, well, he wants to become the president. I said, can't you ever think beyond politicians and politics? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, we're not artists. Suddenly I said, great people. Give me a name. I said, I'll give you a woman's name, Rukmini Devi. A good name. Where is she known as? So finally, Rukmini Devi turned down the proposal, which was such a sad thing. So to date, you haven't had an artist or a woman as the president of India.
Amazing. You almost chose the name for the biggest job in the country.
Yeah.
You're 56 today and alone. Are you also lonely? Do you miss having children?
I'm alone by choice. I like my solitude. I created my space and my pace and my time after great struggle, Karen. Do you know what it means to live your own life the way you want? So many people say they don't do it. I don't make anybody my family. I don't want a family. I just want my friends. I want my students. I want everyone to be happy. I want to be left alone after some point. I think it's inborn in my nature. I like my solitude. I like to be with myself, to read, to do whatever I like. And I want no interference. Thank you very much.